Hi class, so we're going to focus on some of the, I would say maybe rules and regulations of your speech. This is where I'm going to cover how you're going to be graded, some upload rules and in-class rules for presentation, and any little other things that I could remember that I think would be crucial and important. So, couple things for those of you who are uploading to e-learning, I definitely suggest that the best option would actually be to upload via YouTube. Now, some of you might be totally terrified YouTube, World Wide Web. If you wanted to, if you upload to Moodle, we might crash the system because of the bandwidth, and it might also take quite a while to upload. So my suggestion for those of you who are uploading is that you go to YouTube. If you have a Google account, you can use that same account with YouTube. You just may need to set up a channel. Once you have that set up, you're going to upload it to YouTube. What do? You click the upload button that's on youtube.com. When you click the upload button, there are 4 options, or maybe 3 in some cases. You have public, private, unlisted, and schedule. Some of you may have schedule, some of you may not. You are going to upload the file not as private but as unlisted. I don't know how many of you noticed that when the first set of notes that were uploaded on YouTube, they were actually not listed. So if you checked COMM104 on YouTube, you were not able to see those videos. That's because I didn't have them listed. No, they were not private. They were just not listed. What that simply means is that if I have to see it, or anyone has to see those videos, you had to click the exact link that was provided. What I've actually done on a side note is that I have made all of them public so that you can actually subscribe to the channel, and you'll be able to get all of these videos in your subscription if you happen to watch videos, so that you can maybe even know beforehand that these videos are uploaded before I even put it on eLearn. It also gives you the opportunity to be able to comment freely and share the video and your thoughts, maybe even with a colleague in the class. So once you list, you upload it and you click unlisted and it uploads, you will need to keep the address of that link, and that's what you're going to submit. Now, process of submitting, and this is only for those who are uploading. If you are submitting this, you're going to actually submit it on the assignment link that will say speech presentation. Now, you can also do this in class. So you have the 2 options for your speech presentation. You can do it in class, or you can upload it. However, a slot will be placed as an assignment on Moodle where you will be required to, for those of you uploading, to place your link. Those of you who are presenting in class, your grade is actually going to be input manually by myself, and I'll also put the comments so that you're able to review the comments and see where you lost marks, or where maybe you actually gained extra points. So for those of you who are uploading, your grade of course will be placed there. I will also have it to upload. Instead of you uploading a file, it's going to be, you're going to place the link as an I think how it's called, an online. You will be placing the link in the section that says online text. Usually with most uploads to assignment, I can have you upload a file or share an assignment as an online text. In this case, it's going to be online text, and you're going to place the link for that video in the online text part. So copy and paste it would be ideal so that I can get the exact address for your link. So that's how you get, for those of you who are uploading, that's the protocol that's required. Your dress code for your presentation is going to be discussed as I talk about how I'm going to grade you. First, you'll be graded on content. Content is with 20 points. In content, I'm looking at the development of your introduction, your body, and conclusion. Knowing it has all the required elements as discussed in the notes provided. I'm also going to look at your overall presentation in terms of the whole speech, from introduction to body. I'm also going to listen for the development of your speech in terms of how you present it and the layout, examples, narratives, and all these kind of Next we have your verbal communication, and that's with 10 points, sorry. And this is where I'm listening for the way you speak, your choice of words. I'm also going to listen to see if you're prejudicial to anyone, discriminating against anyone, using to generalize language, stereotyping, just more or less your choice of words, nothing to be offensive to anyone. Also, remember that you're the audience you're addressing and what level of language you need to speak. So that's all about verbal communication, as indicated in chapter 3 of your text. That's what you're going to be graded on. The next area you're going to be graded on will be your nonverbal communication. This is with 20 points. And all the elements of nonverbal, your gestures, facial expression, body language, self-presentation cues, which means that you must be well groomed. You are expected to present with a USC attire, whether you're doing it in class or via video. If you're home, please remember that you must be wearing appropriate clothes, the background must be appropriate, and you are not to be wearing any jewelry. It will not be graded if you are wearing any form of jewelry that is against the school rules, or any particular clothing also. You also want to make sure that when you're presenting in class that you are well groomed, that you look like the presenter and somebody who is presenting and doing an intellectual presentation. Then you'll be graded on audience. This is with 10 points. Audience, in terms of when you present in class, if you're able to keep your audience attention and capture everyone's thoughts and have them go along with you as you present. Online would be more or less my attention. If you were dull, boring, monotonous, and that's how I'm going to grade you, if you're able to keep my attention. One keynote I always like to encourage is that if you're going to ask rhetorical questions, that you give enough time for your audience to think, but also have something startling to grasp their attention so that you can move on. Failure to do this means that your audience is thinking about your rhetorical question and you're moving ahead, and they totally have that gap between that rhetorical question to however far you have gone. And lastly, presentation, which is with 15 points, and it is worth so much because I'm looking at your overall presentation, looking at your if you use visual aids or not, if you should have used visual aids and you did not use visual aids, and your overall demeanor, how you spoke in terms of combining verbal and non-verbal. I am looking at how well you're able to keep your audience attention, everything that helps to pull your speech together. And a little tip for those of you who are not in class, I mentioned about the citing of a source. If you, for example, use a Bible quotation or any sort of quotation poem, use statistics, any of those things in your site where you take it from, you do get additional marks, or you don't lose any marks in this area. So that is the overall how you're going to be graded. It's out of 75. And just a tip or two, when you're going to begin your presentation, say firstly your name and then your topic, and then you start your speech. You are given 5 minutes for those of you who are presenting in class. After 4 minutes has elapsed, I will hold a sign that says you have 1 minute remaining, or 1 minute. And you have 1 minute remaining, and then when it's time to stop, I will hold a sign that says stop. If you're doing this online, I do stop listening after 5 minutes. I definitely suggest that you have a personal timer so that you can keep that going, so that you can see where you're at, and maybe place it in front of you, right next to your camera or wherever you're videotaping from, so that you're aware of your time restraints. So that is pretty much little tips and grading scheme for this assignment. I hope it was helpful, and any other questions and comment, please feel free to link it in the forum discussion below. Until next time.